In 2017, Hollywood movies witnessed the rise of murder clowns, assassin dolls and countless other mesmerizing and bloodthirsty characters dominating the screen. Only in the last 2 months of the year, horror films, ghosts continue to dominate the screen in the US and the world. 2017 is actually the highest-grossing horror film industry in the history of this genre. Spooky horror films have grossed $733 million in ticket sales by the end of October, according to the Box Office Mojo box office. Its spectacular success, $300 million worldwide and more, and Get Out, $175 million, has surprised many film observers. October is the golden month of the horror film. Horror movie Happy Death Day in the movie theater on the day, Friday the 13th, ranked No. 1 on revenue in the opening week. Jigsaw brand saw theaters on October 27th, closely followed. According to Box Office Mojo's horror-themed horror movie franchise, Hollywood has been a staple of the Hollywood box office since the early 1970s. Box Office Mojo breaks the ghost horror film into 5 subgenres. Site editor Brad Brevet has tried but cannot accurately define the best name of the movie Ghost horror subdivision is to make the assessment more clear. R-rated overall rating is not enough. Sort R-rated only for reference, he said. Spooky horror movie revenues are added together, but subclasses earn more money than other subclasses. The following is the revenue of the golden year's ghost movies, horror, not adjusted by inflation. If adjusted, The Exorcist film screened in 1970 will earn $983 million. Every decade has a biggest year of ghost movies, horror. 1970s 1973 was the biggest year of the horror movie genre this decade with a total revenue of $232.9 million. Actor Linda Blair starred in The Exorcist by Warner Brothers. The production of this double movie has beaten the sales of all the other horror films in the 1970s. In the early 1970s, the horror genre began to enter the mainstream. Saved with the participation of Hollywood studios, something unprecedented. The phenomenal success of The Exorcist in 1973 helped gross the movie ticket revenue this year far ahead of previous years, and The Exorcist also made the leap for other horror movies after it. For example, Halloween costing $47 million in 1978. The Amityville horror film in 1979 brought in $86.4 million, and Alien Man $80.9 million as viewers began to love aliens. 1980s-1987 was the biggest year with total revenue of $293.6 million. Freddy, Robert Englund, still has a hit in A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. The mysterious murder mystery series began to attract audiences from the 1980s with the introduction of the character Jason in Friday the 13th, 1980, and Freddy in A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. In the latter half of the 1990s, the situation began to get better for theaters as films such as Scream reached $331.7 million and created a new brand. But in 1999, it was considered another revolution of the horror film genre. Horror when the Blair Witch Project, his very low-cost video camera suddenly became a phenomenon with a turnover of $140.5 million. Actor Heather Donahue is well known for this movie. Many movies mimic it out later. 2000 is the largest year with total sales of $617.7 million. The Scream 3 movie released in 2000 marks a good year for box office horror thriller ticket sales. The Scream wave spread to many more episodes and similar productions. Scary Movie 2000 brought in $157 million in ticket sales, number 9 on sales for the year, ahead of What Lies Beneath, number 10. By the end of the 2000s, Saw movies had grossed $415.9 million, redoing or merging the ghost films. Horror has also become a new trend in Hollywood. In In 2009 there were some such movies released, for example Friday the 13th remake, Halloween remake, and Saw 6. But a surprise hit in 2009 was the movie exploring the supernatural phenomenon Paranormal Activity. With the tragic fate of the characters are related to each other. Production cost only $15,000, but the film brought $107.9 million. Terrible. 2010-2017 is the biggest year to date with a total revenue of $733.5 million. With get-through sales opening early this year, 2017 is actually a victory for the Ghost movie. Horror film thanks in part to the producer Jason Blum cool hands with this type of film. All three of his films, Get Out, Split and Happy Death Day, were successful. But the most shocking story of the year was the low-budget film it adapted from the story of the writer Stephen King thriller when it was released in August. Even film critics warns I also did not expect such great success. Gloria, Box Office Media said $123 million in its first week of release exceeded expectations of $81 million.